Hi, my next partner is Hooman Foroughi. He's Vice President in the Embedded Processing Business Unit at Renesas Elektronik. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Iris. Thank you for having me here.
Renesas announced today the general availability of Renesas 365. Could you shortly explain what is Renesas 365?
Yes, so Renesas 365 is an intelligent, context-aware, unified environment on the cloud for the embedded domain. It unifies all different areas where an embedded processor engineer works and brings it all and connects it all together in one unified domain under the cloud.
Let's become a little bit more concrete.
Yes.
Which building blocks come together?
So an engineer working on embedded applications has to deal with several domains. At one level, the hardware represents one domain. Another level is your application, the code, the drivers. But all of that has to come together in some sort of a system-level design. So these are the three multi-domain areas that we're concentrating on. But once the product comes together, then you actually deploy it. And once you deploy the product, right, you have to maintain it, life cycle, manage it, all of that stuff. So I would say these four pillars are the areas that the cloud is bringing together as the building blocks of what a typical engineer works in an embedded domain.
And is it for all your microcontrollers? Because Renesas has a huge portfolio.
Of course, right. So we're launching Renesas 365 today with full adaptability of RA product lines. Right? Of course, we have on our plans to include RX, RL, and RZ, and all of other product lines. But this is only the tip of the iceberg. The integration will continue, as I will explain later on.
Okay. What do you think, which problems can you use with this platform?
Absolutely. Great question. So the challenges of an embedded engineer today are multifaceted, right? First of all, they're dealing with workflows and tools that have been existing for many, many years in some extent, right? They're also very fragmented. Each tool has its own workflow processing, data points, decisions making. Then you have a set of documents that are, scarce all around the websites, areas that they have to get to. So this really fragmented and disjointed information flow that has to come together in an engineer's head is where they start to think about formulating what their project is going to look like based on the application they're going to have. Where Renesas 365 comes together will alleviate this pain point and these challenges by bringing a model-based design to integrate all of these together in a seamless, intelligent way.
Just one question to this point. Fragmented tool flows, that's right. But normally I would say the engineers, if they are used to one tool, they won't change it.
Absolutely, that's very true. So here's the conundrum, right? We look at our daily lives. Platform and cloud-based systems have overtaken every aspect of our lives. About 10 years ago, we wouldn't think about ordering anything on the internet. Today, using Amazon is like a second nature. We'd rather go there. Another thing is ordering a taxi. Another thing is, Airbnbs, all of those things. So there is going to be that shift in mindset, but if there is enough value added, right? And I believe that once the engineers experience this environment in the areas they will understand the value that it brings, and they will be more comfortable in shifting to this. However, the big point here is that this cloud-based system is not inclusive. It's not closed. It's actually open. So, having other tools being adapted into it will be seamless and easy. There are APIs that will be available to be able to bring other tools and things in here. Yes. So we're trying to address this from both ends. Don't change what you're doing, but adapt where the values are what you need in your development cycle.
This embedded world, I would say, a little bit surprise for me. A lot of semiconductor companies emphasizes software.
Yes.
not the hardware.
Yeah.
What is the reason for this new strategic direction?
Yes, that's a great question. The software first approach has kind of been a meme going on, right? And I think this in a way is playing itself out because at the end, people are utilizing software and systems to come up with the applications that the end users want, right? And those are software defined. I look back in my career about 30 years or so ago, like Mark Anderson, who was one of the founders of Netscape, said an interesting statement. He said, the software is eating the world. And he was absolutely right back then, right? Every company is a software company since then. I believe that today we're at with that changing point where platforms are actually eating the pipeline, traditional supply chain companies. Through that, software is at the center of it all. And digitization of that software in the form that there's continuity and intelligence connection between all elements is really at the core of it.
Just one question to this point. I can remember, I'm also for a very long time in this business, and I can remember the discussions with MCU vendors that it was, at the beginning, it was already a problem that they have to give the drivers away for nothing. But your platform approach, that's much more complex.
Yes.
What is the business model behind?
Absolutely, yes. Very good question. So, look, of course, we're a business. We're going to be in a business model. And the point is, right, what the platform brings in at its surface is going to be this value add to the end developer community. So the developer user experience is going to be elevated. All those aspects of what the platform brings in is going to be freely available to our development community. But what is going to, of course, extend on this is because this is well integrated with Altium, people would have Altium licenses will come in. But then there's also other aspect of it. You have the lifetime cycle management of this will come in. Those are services that will be added onto the platform. We have an open ecosystem. Now we have solutions that are going to be offered within the platform as the platform opens up. Subcomponent systems that are going to be brought into the platform and modeled in the platform. So therefore, as the community grows, as this platform grows and adaptation grows, there will be many points of monetization that Renesas will be looking at. But the core, elevating the value add from the engineering perspective will remain open to people.
Last question, you already mentioned that you want to expand Renesas 365 to other families. Do you have a time frame in mind?
Yes. So this is a good question as well, right? In our industry, right, everybody's looking for roadmaps because we're very deterministic. And that is very true because when a silicon goes into tape out, it has to be right. See, the thing is, the very first version of software, right, Windows or even Amazon or Uber, when it came out, it had the promise of what had to be done, but then it kind of integrated with the community. It actually let the community define what the feature sets that needed. So yes, there is going to be a roadmap. Yes, there will be a commitment to all of this, but we
now
want
you want to look what the market will.
Yes, we want the adapters tell us where that needs to go, and that's from that perspective we want to be fluid.
Okay.
But there will be a timeline and there will be a roadmap.
Great. Thank you very much, Hooman. It was great to speak to you.